Irina Busurina is here, the Juicy Life coach for the Juicy Life Society, and today I have some amazing guests with me who are going to introduce themselves. Who are those beauties? You start.
My name is Esmond Baring. I go by the name of Badger. I'm a 41-year-old Englishman. I currently live in Bali, where I've been for 8 years, and I'm actually working to help men get more in touch with their feelings and their emotions and being able to express themselves and be aware of what's going on inside them. And I'm now currently in Pula, Croatia with this lovely Irina and my beautiful partner, Dorotha.
Yeah, hi guys. So my name is Dorotha. I am, well, visionary, I would say. I work as a creative director for many years for different brands, and then I always dreamt to combine art, consciousness and personal growth together. So I moved into coaching and speaker kind of industry where, you know, I organize different events and conferences all around the world to bring more awareness to people and more growth. And now we are also working on developing a beautiful app together that will decrease your anxiety and depression, guys. So all sorts of beautiful projects that we can only think of, we believe we can create to help people. So that's
nice.
Where we are going, kind of.
Nice. Actually, I met this beautiful couple in Freedom X Fest, where I was unfortunately on the other gig, and you did this conscious relationships where, like, I heard from everyone that was so amazing and inspiring. So what is this conscious relationship, and how different is the conscious relationship from a normal relationship?
Well, darling.
Well, it's interesting coming into a place of meeting somewhere else where you've got nothing to hide, where you're willing to actually show all of who you are to the person at risk of everything. For me, in my experience, leaving this place where I've expressed to Dorotha my whole past, background, history, errors, everything that's made me the man I am today has been the most liberating experience of my life. And that's meant that I've had to go and be willing to feel all of the associated emotions attached to some of the lesser things that I've done in my life, or the lesser man that I've been, even though at the time I was being the best man I could possibly be, but to really come clean about areas of infidelity or indiscretion or shame or places that I was hiding or where I was fearful, just to put everything out has led me to the most extraordinary place of connection and truth and freedom. So I have nothing to hide anymore. I don't have to watch what I'm saying. I can express myself. I can cry. I can be angry in a conscious way. I can really be myself, which is beautiful. Okay. That's Nilaya.
So to summarize, being truthful and vulnerable, right? But also for me, transformational relating is like, do you know, guys, how often you get into relationship and you become codependent? Like you can't either function without other person, but mostly your entire mood or how you feel depend on other person, right? And we want to kind of, this is the most horrible way you can go, because you make yourself constantly feeling trapped and feeling imprisoned, right? And everybody is seeking for this feeling of freedom. This feeling of freedom has nothing to do if you, with being in a relationship, of not being there. It is an internal feeling that you can bring to yourself by being truthful at every moment to who you are and what you desire, and you can do it and celebrate it in the relationship. And actually we found that this is so liberating and empowering to keep your own identity and freedom within a relationship. And we are not talking about being polyamorous or anything like that. We are talking about actually having secret union and giving each other as much freedom to spread our wings as possible, and keeping our individuality, keeping our differences and celebrating them.
And just on that point, throughout my life, I always felt that a relationship had to be nuclear and together all the time. And what I've come to realize is how much I enjoy my own space, my own energy. And we also love being together, but we also thrive and love our time apart. So we may spend 4, 5, 6 weeks together, living together, breathing together, working together, and then we may decide to have 1, 2, 3 or 4 weeks apart, depending on our travel schedules. And what we love about that is taking our own energy back into ourselves, and the excitement it brings about coming together again, because so much change and transformation as growth has occurred under one's own volition and one's own steam, or head of steam, I guess. And we thrive in this dynamic, and being able to communicate those needs, because for the longest time in my life, I wasn't able to express, even have the awareness of what my needs were, because I felt as though the relationship had to be nuclear and together. And when I finally had the confidence to speak up for what I need, I found that Dorotha was exactly the same way. And now we honor the other's needs, and it actually really fits in well with our own.
Because very often, you know, when you wake up and you think you are in a bad mood, you actually, your mind is wired, it is programmed to find a logical explanation for for how you feel, why you feel this way, right? So the forced explanation your mind in most of the cases do is like, oh, it must be my partner, it must be my relationship.
Of course, we blame always someone else. Yeah,
but most of the time,
yeah.
you are simply in a bad mood. And you are in the bad mood because you are in a certain way ignoring your own needs, right? So being able to say, honey, I'm going, let's not spend this day together because I feel like shit. I don't want you to have this energy. And owning that, like, I'm gonna get massage today. I'm going to do something for myself. Like, that creates a really beautiful.
And you don't need to fix me. Yeah,
exactly.
Right. We had this experience yesterday when we were at Mind Valley University, and Dorotha wanted to come and give one of the talks. My 5-year-old daughter is actually with us now at Mind Valley University, and I really wanted to go to the talk together. And rather than communicating to Dorotha, I wish we could all do this as a family and you could help support me with my daughter, I went into my own mind, well, she doesn't care because she wanted to go to the talk, but because I didn't communicate my needs, I went into this sort of fury within myself, but it was anger at myself for not communicating my needs, which I wanted to blame on her, which I explained to her. It's like, I really want to be angry with you, but I can't because this is my anger, because I hadn't spoken up and expressed my needs. And if I'd expressed my needs, she would have been in a position to be able to support and help. So that was a good lesson and reminder to me again. It's like I'm creating this through not expressing my own needs in this situation.
And really, when you get to that point and you train that, because it's just really a matter of a training, with the time you stop fighting at all, because there's no need. There is only a conversation. It's like, okay, this is why I felt angry or disappointed. I'm owning that. I'm like, okay, well, that gives me knowledge about you that I didn't have before. I will be more paying attention into that. And
that's brilliant. And it comes back to that conversation. We had an amazing conversation with Shelley Lefko 2 days ago, who's the most brilliant limited belief worker. It's about the meaning we attach to situations. So when this situation first happened, it was like, oh, it's all her fault. I'd attached the meaning to her go off and do her own thing as not caring, but that was just made up in my own mind. I gave wrong meaning to a situation to justify my position, so I wouldn't have to feel my own anger for not expressing myself. So just to turn around and say, well, actually, what is the truth here within myself? This is my own creation, this is my own experience. I take responsibility for it, I own it, I feel it, I let it go. We're lovers again. There's no need to fight.
Guys, just to understand, like, what is the framework like of your relationship? Like, how long are you together? How long it took? Because now we're diving very deep into all the details, the limiting beliefs. But like, how could this beautiful co-creation happen?
Well, we met 9 months ago, precisely. 9 months ago. So it's very fresh, but it was
already engaged, right?
And we got engaged around 3 months ago.
After 6 months. So what's the secret of like actually meeting 6 months and then engagement and then
jumping off
from the cliff,
jumping off a cliff and committing, because it's the most beautiful elixir for bringing up whatever is necessary to be brought up.
Whatever self-sabotaging program you have around relationship, it's all gonna come out sooner or later. If you jump from the cliff, you are saving yourself so much time, because if you're not supposed to be with that person, well, you will know it right away. So you're gonna discover right away if it is the right or the wrong person for you. So you rather I don't have a time to waste.
Like, you mean jumping off the cliff? You mean like committing
fully
to,
on? Yeah,
fully on.
Yeah,
fully,
exactly. Committing from.
And how do you know, like, the point, like the time when you have to commit?
We met in Bali at A-Fest in November the 1st. Spent 3 beautiful days together, and then I flew to Barcelona a week later from Bali to see her before she went on a cruise across the Atlantic on Nomad Cruise. We spent 4 beautiful days in Barcelona, and then after that I invited her to come and spend Christmas with us in Africa, which was 3 weeks later. So she traveled the whole way from Brazil to Africa to spend 8 days with my family. We then flew to Paris to spend Christmas alone together. Then we visited her family in Poland. It was during our time in Africa I asked her to move to Bali. So we were just like, leap, launch, let's have a go at this, let's really go for it. And we found that it was the most brilliant filter for showing us what was in our way. And I came across so many self-sabotaging mechanisms.
So this is really important to say, sorry to interrupt you. It's like the first month, it was gorgeous. It was total honeymoon, beautiful, The moment we moved in, oh my God, all this shit came out.
Of course.
All the self-sabotaging, all the fears. I was like, oh my God, this is not going to work, And we really had to do so much work on this to be where we are here. Like, we probably wanted to break up like at least 50 times.
So what do you do? Like, you're coming in, you're like breaking up.
Stay with the feeling, realize it's got nothing to do with the other person, but it's all our own experience that we have to feel. And the most profound experience of connection that we've had is admitting our own things. So for me as a man to put my hand up and say I'm afraid, I feel insecure, or I'm ashamed of how I behave, and allowing myself, by owning it and admitting it within myself, that allows the energies and emotions to come through, to be experienced, addressed, and let go. So when I say there's nothing to hide, it's mean like there's nothing I'm hiding from myself anymore. Everything is up and available to be seen and felt.
Yeah.
That, for me, is freedom. Yeah. And it's brought us closer and closer and closer together.
Yeah, and now we are in a honeymoon phase, like all
Still.
the time, you know. It's like we have so much love, and you know, the love is growing and deepening, and the sexual life, it's getting more and more, I would say, fantastic, because we did all this work, we went through that, so now
There's trust.
there is trust, but also
Yes.
if you don't do that work, it's gonna come in every single relationship. With every single partner who will be just your mirror. So once that work is done, you actually free yourself, and you relate differently to yourself. Your life becomes different, and now it's for the first time we are like, okay, we are fully open.
The more
and
deeply we meet ourselves, the more deeply we can meet another.
Nice, beautiful. So how does your relationship actually has affected your businesses?
Oh, wow. Well, we have our own businesses, and then we have a business together. We believe the relationship is like a third, you know, party that you should invest your energy in. It's not us as a cocoon. It's like we invest in relationships. So part of us investing in a relationship was, okay, let's create a business together. What we can do together, why we are meeting here on this earth, what we are supposed to bring to the world together as a couple. And it was very clear that you know, I was coaching before, he was coaching before, we were both speaking, and we're like, okay, what program can we do together? So when we were going through all these self-sabotaging fears and all of that, we found a lot of different methodologies and techniques to help ourselves. So we're like, what if we can teach that to other people? And we did multiple workshops to test this, and it found out like people were fascinated. People wanted, you know, to learn all these tools.
It's bringing, like anything, it's like bringing an awareness to people of the unconscious patterns that they're operating through, that are sabotaging their lives. Like, holy shit, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And that's not got nothing to do with the other person. That's a pattern that I picked up that's being programmed through this belief, and I didn't have to live this way. It's extraordinarily liberating to people. It's like, wow. You know, so it's really exciting. It's been amazing for us, and it's really exciting for other people.
Coming. So there is already some attention that needs to be expressed. Last question, what does it mean, juicy life to you?
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
As a couple, juicy life as a couple, what is that?
Incredible lovemaking, travel, honesty, growth, learning, family, lovely children.
Lovely children.
And sharing with other people. You know, we're all inspirational in our own way if we're prepared to just tell our story. We've all lived the most fascinating lives, and I love that part of it. Is that we've all got so much to learn from one another.
I think for me, if I can wake up every day, no matter where I am, and have tears of gratitude in my eyes when I drink my morning coffee, that means I'm there. And that's kind of how I measure it.
Nice, nice. So the last advice for the couples, or for singles to become couples like you.
Be yourself. That's
Just
it.
be honest.
Unapologetically yourself. Because then you're going to find the right person. You're hiding behind any kind of mask or pretense, you're fucked. Excuse my language.
You will never be loved for who you are.
Exactly.
You will be loved for who you are not. And keeping that image, it's going to take so much of your energy, and it's not worth it.
If we could all just realize how brilliant we are as we are, that's the secret. And that's the learning, you know.
And if people reject you for who you are, you're saving so much time, because you don't want to hang out with people who, you know, are with you for who you are not, simply.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So it totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. What would you like to see more of it in the world?
What we would like to see more? Well, we would like to see love, more love and openness for love.
Vulnerability for me, just vulnerability.
Truth, yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to, I see so many friends who really are looking for deep love, for a relationship, for a partner, but they're not able to love themselves, which is blocking them from loving anyone who is showing in their life. So what I want to see is more people loving themselves.
What would you
Their
like
inner
to see
child.
less?
What I would like to see less. What do you like to see less? Separation.
Separation. pretense.
So more love, vulnerability, and less separation. That was Dorotha and Edmond, a beautiful, juicy couple that I meet all over the world, inspiring people to live a beautiful, authentic love and conscious relationships.
Yes.
Where, guys, can we find more of you?
Well, we have our individual website, but our couple website, the one with retreats, upcoming events, trainings, individual coaching, it's Nude Ventures.
NYOUDE.ventures, VENTURES. And then we have our individual websites. Mine is www.esmondbaring.com, ESMONDBARING.com. And
DorothaStanczyk.com, DorothaStanczyk.com.
brilliant.
Okay, thank you, guys. Mwah. More love.